Did you know that 73% of college graduates don't actually work in a job related to their major?
Will you work within the field of your study?
Consider this conversation ignited. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Ignite. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Aaron Patterson.
Hi everyone, my name is Elise Deschamps, and today we're going to be talking about careers.
We have a super cool interview today with an employee for the USA Olympic team, but before that, Elise, a quick interview for you. What's your major?
Journalism with emphasis in media production, minor in marketing.
Do you think that you are going to work in a career out of that degree?
Maybe one similar to where I use these skills, but I don't know.
Very
Honestly,
cool.
no clue.
In 10 years, do you think you'll still be anything related to it?
Same answer.
Gotcha.
Probably something interview-based, but
Gotcha.
that might be the extent of it. How about you? What are you studying?
Fascinating question. So I am a mass communications major with an emphasis in media production, and I have a biblical languages minor.
Very fancy. Are you going to do
Nope,
anything?
I am
with
not.
that degree?
I am actually planning on trying my luck down in Florida at Advent Health, and I have an internship down there this summer, and that would be more business-oriented. So you can see, go
Are
ahead.
you actually going to try and climb the ranks with Advent Health?
Guess we'll just have to find out in next episode,
don't lose
10
your
years from now.
internship.
So you can see, even in this room, there's a 50-50 split as far as working in the career goes. So it kind of makes you wonder what it would look like campus-wide.
Well, Aaron, you're in luck
Oh my
because
goodness.
one of our great reporters went on campus, Clarissa. She went around campus asking similar questions to students to get their responses. So Clarissa, take it away.
Thank you, Aaron and Elise. This is Clarissa, and today we're going to be talking to students on the promenade about their majors. Let's go! What is your major?
I'm a music major.
And business administration.
Yeah, I'm a business major with an emphasis in marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm majoring in mass communications with an emphasis in advertising.
I'm a nursing major.
Business management major.
My major is mass communication with media production.
Have you ever thought about changing majors?
Actually, I was PR, public relations, when I first started, and then I realized that it was more the business and writing side of mass communication. I was like, nope, can't do that. So then I switched over to mass comm, which is a great hybrid, and then media production, which is the emphasis to kind of do more with video, but to still get a good variety of basis with networking and learning other things like writing as well, but just like the beginner classes of those.
No, I haven't thought about changing my major. I've been pretty set on business this whole time. Yeah.
Different story. I changed my major 4 times, so
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I was very indecisive coming in, and I was like, maybe I'll do this, and then it turned out I didn't like it, so I was like, maybe I'll do this, and then I'm happy where I am now. So
That's
yeah.
great.
No, not really. No, me neither.
Not really, no. I've been pretty set on nursing since I was little. So, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Business management, business something has always been my thing ever since I was little too, so
Wow.
yeah.
Do you see yourself working in that degree within the next 10 years?
My ultimate goal is dentistry school. So yeah. So no, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. We're both planning to go to dental school, so it's just like we're choosing a major just because it's a requirement.
I plan to work for the church, hopefully, in a church organization. Recently, a friend of mine told me that I would do well with stuff outside of Adventism, so that'd be a really cool thing. I'm doing hopefully doing an internship for the most part at Hope Channel, or It Is Written, one of those, and hopefully I'll be able to maybe work there. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully find a job in a hospital right after graduation and stay for a while.
How about you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna stay with business, specifically marketing, until post grad, and for maybe much later. Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick. Well, cause like communications is a broad spectrum, so I feel like I will stay like within the realms of that.
Okay. These were the answers that we got from the students on the promenade. Back to you, Aaron and Elise.
Today we have a very special interview with a man named Jace Coston. Now, Jace, you look familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?
Yes, I think we have met before.
Really?
Maybe when you were like a baby, perhaps?
That's probably why I don't really remember it. And then I do remember you were there at a Christmas or a couple of them.
Several, I think, yeah.
Several.
And this one coming up as well.
Oh, awesome. Weird, but cool.
They're cousins.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we are. We are cousins.
And where are you zooming in from?
I'm coming to you from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Cool.
Is it cold there
Olympic
yet?
City, USA.
Is it getting pretty chilly there in Colorado?
Yeah, we are definitely into fall. I haven't been up into the mountains to see the leaves changing up there, but the leaves are changing here in the city. So
Oh my goodness, it's still pretty warm here. We haven't had any leaf changing action yet.
It's like 80 degrees for the next few days.
But it's coming. So let's just dive right in. What is your formal job title for the Olympics, and what are the opportunities that have opened up as a part of it?
Yeah, so I am a senior business consultant for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. I have been here at the organization for just over 5 years. I started in May of 2016, and our department essentially works throughout the organization, helping departments plan for long-term planning, their yearly planning. We help them with process efficiencies, and just basically making them use their money more intelligently. That's kind of what our goal is in the organization. And in addition to helping out departments inside the organization with all that, the fun thing about what I get to do is I get to help our NGBs, which are national governing bodies, do the same thing. And so those are the national governing bodies are organizations like USA Archery and USA Triathlon and USA Swimming, and name a sport, put a USA in front of it, and you've probably named one of our national governing bodies.
Unbelievable.
And so I get to help out those sports with their long-term planning and how they want to succeed in the future as well.
So super busy, and a lot of those sports are located in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, that's why it's called Olympic City USA. We have about 23 of those organizations here, and then the rest of them, there's about 56 in total. The rest of them are spread out throughout the rest of the U.S.
Spoiled.
So did that job bring you to Colorado then?
It did, yep.
Did you think that you would end up as the senior business consultant for the Olympics? Or as a senior?
No way. It's a crazy story of how I even got the job in the first place. It involved me calling them a lot and applying for a lot of different things. And certainly it's not necessarily like the dream job at this point, but it is definitely the dream organization that I want to be a part of. So I definitely didn't expect it. If you had told me 6 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, that this is where I'd be and this is the organization I'd be working for, there is not a chance that I would have even foreseen that as a possibility.
So cool.
That is so cool.
And I do want to hear the story. I'm going to ask about your college, but you have to tell them the story, the whole missionary mercenary thing. It's a loaded question because I know them. Sorry, I have faults. What were your career goals in college with the degree you were working on?
So I was an international business major I didn't do a French minor, but I took French classes as a part of my international business major.
Gotcha.
And I didn't really know what I wanted to do for the first, I guess, 3 years that I was at Southern. And then the last year I decided that I wanted to do law. And so I started studying for the LSAT and took the LSAT while I was there as well. And then I added a few additional classes into my normal degree that would make me a little bit more just make it so that I could get into
attractive.
school.
Right. Like competitive.
Yeah.
Like helps you stand out.
You would think I would know the word competitive since I literally work in sport competition. Whatever.
The ultimate
I wasn't going to say
competition.
it, but
yeah.
The ultimate competition.
And so that's where I thought I was going to go. I got into law school pretty much immediately out of school. That was the plan, to go to law school. And then I decided to work at a law firm in Chattanooga for a couple of years, which was a great decision. I got great experience working with some people down there. and it gave me a little more time to think. And by the time I finished working at the law firm, I was like, ooh, I actually don't think I want to do this, and decided not to go.
Wow.
It was a tough decision.
Yeah. And so you picked up from Tennessee to Colorado. Tell us a little bit about the story that led from law school to Colorado Springs.
It was unfortunately not the pick up and move immediately to Colorado Springs story that I would have loved for it to have been. And I guess take heart in the fact that maybe you don't know what you're going to do. And so I quit my job at the law firm, and I moved back in with my parents for about 8 months while I was looking for work and not 100% knowing what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in either the sport industry or in international development and relief. So work like ADRA I thought would be really cool. And I still think that would be really cool if I decide to grow up and do that. But I spent about 8 months living with my parents and trying to figure out what that was. And this opportunity came up and became available for me. And I applied for it. I got an interview. I got rejected for it twice, and then came out to see the job director, and he decided that I was the right fit for the job.
So you flew out to Colorado just to be like, I want this job?
I flew out to Colorado after having just been rejected for it.
Awesome.
And because I knew I wanted it and I knew I'd be good at it. And so they said, yep, we like that. That means that you're committed.
Wow.
So what was that like? Like they sent you a rejection email or a letter or whatever. You get to Colorado. Do you just kind of waltz on into the USA Olympic and you're like, here I am?
Ding, ding, ding.
So it is a little more complicated than that. I didn't just fully waltz in and say, by the way, you're giving me this job. They had told me that there was an internship that might possibly be coming up in the future. So I wanted myself to be memorable when that did come up a couple months later. And so I called the recruiter back and told her that I would be coming out that weekend. And my mom and I flew out, and she set up some appointments with everybody, and they liked how committed I was.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Honestly, wow, that's awesome. So how did that job opportunity come up for you?
So it was a new department in the organization, and they were looking for somebody who had experience with data and could do something interesting with data from the London 2012 games. And basically, they use a program out here called Tableau. It's basically just like a fancy Excel. You can do all the stuff in Excel if you wanted, but it's just a lot easier.
Amazing.
And so they posted the job, and they posted this like activity that you do with the job posting. So you turn in your resume, you turn in the cover letter, and then you turn in this project in addition to those other things. And so that played in my favor for this type of job because I knew I could just outwork anybody and outthink people. But when the recruiter is just looking through resumes, I come from Southern Adventist University, a school that not really anybody knows about, and I didn't play NCAA sports when I was in college, and that's what a lot of people coming to work at the USOPC have in their background. And so I was able to differentiate myself by having a really good project and put in thoughtful analysis into this London 2012 data that they gave us. And so that helped differentiate me from everyone else, which was so great. And it just went on from there. And our department has shifted and changed a little bit since then. So I'm not so focused on data like it used to be. We have other people who we've hired into the department, but we started out as a department of 2 people, me and my boss, and now we're a department of 15. So
wow.
Cool.
We've made a name for ourselves.
Well, yeah.
That's so cool.
And you were an SM for a year in college in Chuuk, right?
Chuuk, Micronesia.
How did that play into your interview at the Olympics?
Yeah, so they knew that I was very mission focused. Certainly, I always use the fact that I lived abroad as a good selling point, especially in a third world country. Employers are always like pretty impressed and blown away by a story that's very unconventional. And so that helped a lot. I definitely recommend being an SM. I loved it. And it was also a struggle at the same time. But yeah, so when they saw that mission was so important to me, you know, this is a mission-based organization. We are a nonprofit, and we really highlight those type of people who are in touch and in line with the mission. So when I got the job director told me that one of the reasons that they really, really liked me and that I kept moving on to subsequent rounds is that they could see how much I cared about the mission of the organization. And then in the end, the reason that they chose me is because it was between me and somebody else, and somebody else was the mercenary who was looking to have this on their resume because the USOPC looks really good on a resume. And they were there for maybe being able to go to a games and then potentially move their career onto something else. But they knew that I was the missionary and would come in and care about what it is that the organization is doing.
Wow.
And try and further the mission. And I was like, yes, thank you. That's exactly how I want to be described.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you on the flip side. We'll see you in, where's the next Olympics?
Well, we have Beijing coming up in about 3 months.
Okay, so we'll see you in Beijing.
Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of Ignite, and make sure to stay tuned for next week because we are going to be having a conversation about the difference between slander and constructive criticism within the Adventist Church.
Also, it's my turn at the end of the video, so you know I'm going to ask you to subscribe. But you did that last time, so less homework. Now all you have to do is like, and then hop over to Ignite SAU, because we're going to have a bonus question from this interview where Jace tells us a couple Olympic stories. So make sure that you tune in for that. But for now, that's it.
That's it. Bye, guys.